All right, Trump and J.D. Vance set to hold a rally tonight in battleground Georgia as both campaigns refocus their attention on the pivotal southern state.
Well, earlier this week, Kamala Harris held her own rally bragging about her track record on illegal immigration.
So I was the Attorney General of a border state. I went after transnational gangs, drug cartels, and human traffickers that came into our country illegally. I prosecuted them in case after case, and I won. Donald Trump, on the other hand, has been talking a big game about securing our border, but he does not walk the walk.
Joining us now is Georgia Republican Congressman Mike Collins. Congressman, I'm kind of in shock hearing her talk about the border. You're in Georgia, where, of course, we know Laken Riley was murdered, where we know every state has become a border state, and the impact of an open border under this administration. Donald Trump was shot in the ear, almost the head, showing a graph of where illegal immigration is under the leadership of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. What do you say about this?
Well, there's two things about that. You know, Kamala, it's a disgrace that she came to Georgia and wouldn't even mention Laken Riley's name. You know, it's standing in Georgia, and I happen to represent Athens, Georgia. It's in my district, so it's very near and dear to my heart, and one of the reasons I sponsored the Laken Riley Act. But the other thing about it is when Kamala Harris stands up there and says that he doesn't talk the talk, or he doesn't have to. President Trump showed exactly how to secure that border, and he did it with the executive order. And they've had 3.5 years to do that, to secure that border, but they haven't. And it's just because they're on an agenda. And she can't really speak on politics, and they're going to use smears, lies, and political innuendos just to try to push the American people away from understanding what the real thing that is going on out there. And that's the fact that they're allowing millions and millions of people to pour across that border, including thugs, criminals, and sex traffickers, and even murderers like the one that murdered Laken Riley.
Representative, I live just a few hours from you there on the west side of the state. I'm from Dalton originally. I understand the immigration issue more than most people realize in Georgia. They don't think of Dalton, Georgia as being a border town, but you know very well that's exactly the case. So understand that issue. If we hit the rewind button, look at the last two election cycles, Georgia's been wonky at best. Brian Kemp, more popular than ever through the election, his most recent election, but we have two Democratic senators. Is there a roadmap for Donald Trump either using the Kemp model? Is it just that the issues make the most sense now? What makes Donald Trump so much more popular in Georgia than Kamala Harris as opposed to the last election cycle?
Well, a couple of things. And Joey, I appreciate your service to our country.
Yes,
we
sir.
owe you veterans a debt of gratitude that we'll never be able to repay. Serve with a great veteran, old Morgan Luttrell out there in Texas, and enjoy doing that. But listen, Georgia has made some changes to just how we operate our elections. Cleaned up our election voter rolls. Those drop boxes, we've really decreased them. Wish we'd do more than that, get rid of all of them. But we've got to, as Republicans, understand what the rules of the game are. The rules are we have an election season now. We've got to get out there and vote early, period, and encourage other people to understand that you have got to go vote. And then if you can't, make sure that you get out there and get your absentee vote, your ballot in, and get it in early. We do that, we'll clean house on this election here in Georgia. You take a look at Georgia. We've got the governor, the lieutenant governor, the Senate, the House, all the constitutional officers are Republican. The only thing we don't have is those two U.S. senators. And by gosh, it's about time for those two to get off their rear ends and help us with this Laken Riley Act.
Yeah,
but we
absolutely.
are not purple. Georgia is a red state, and we're going to show the country come November the 5th that we're going to help put President Trump back in the White House again.
Well, Congressman, we'll be watching. It's a red state. A lot of people have it marked up as purple. We'll find out soon which is the case. We appreciate you being on our program this morning.
Hey, we've got a great rally this afternoon going on, and it's going to be exciting. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Go Dogs.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.